Hello everyone, this is Naresh IAS Academy digital platform for the IAS Mains Exam. I am going to discuss a General Studies question paper 2 in IAS Mains Exam, and already we have discussed so many topics, and I hope you are taking help from these videos and your preparation is going in right direction. You may contact for offline classes. We are running at the Jaipur center. This is my commitment. I will cover the entire General Studies question paper 2 through the 20 videos or in 20 days. And for more information, you may contact. Today our topic is from the international relationship. This is the regional groups. It have been mentioned in syllabus by UPSC. What are the regional groups? And how much they have influence over the global economy and the political issues. I will explain the topic under the two regional groups. One is SAARC and this is BIMSTEC. First, you have to understand the general information or some aspect about the regional groups. Regional groups mainly belongs to one continent. For example, this is the Asia continent. So many countries on the common ideology form the regional groups. Sometimes this group covers all the countries of a continent, and whereas there may be some countries they are excluding from the regional groups. For example, there are 5 to 6 regional groups in the Asian continent. One is the ASEAN, second is SCO, Shanghai Cooperation Organization, SAARC, BIMSTEC, and there are some small regional groups. So generally, I will discuss the regional groups from Asian continent only, because in which India is a largest country and is an active member. So definitely it becomes important for me. The one aspect of the regional group is generally regional groups are formed on the economic grounds. Some country of a continent, either they have common land borders or the maritime borders, form such kinds of groups, and so many economic issues are sought out. For example, these countries determine the exchange rate, stabilization in the exchange rate of these countries, and they determine the common tariff rate or the transparent tax structure and the custom duties. And sometimes they further discuss the nature of trade commerce, import and export, and how the supply of goods and services should be maintained. These are the main economic issues on which any regional group is formed. And second aspect is, sometimes some regional groups beyond the economic issues try to discuss over the political matters like the democracies, polity, governance, administration, participation of peoples and their common ideology before the United Nations organization and what kind of reforms they required in the United Nations organization and its agencies. So these are the political issues where the country discuss or when they makes a common consensus. So it may result into common parliament of these countries, common currency, common government, one nation, one government, one organization, one government. So many features access in a regional groups. So generally we have to understand regional groups are based upon the economic aspect or sometimes they may be formed at the political grounds. The best example is European Union. European Union mainly have succeed to organize itself on the economic grounds and beyond this they have formed some political aspects like the common currency, the euro currency and European government, European parliament and the European commissions. Definitely in future they will attain both the economic integration of the entire continent and the political integration. Second thing you must know, the regional groups sometimes are considered anti to the WTO because World Trade Organization WTO provides a common scale for the all countries for international trade and commerce, movement of goods and services and the common peoples. But in the regional groups, the countries, member countries makes specific rules for their members and the different rules are for the outsiders. WTO provides the most favored nation यानी MFN status, but the MFN status is not applicable in the regional groups because these countries maintain their relationship on the different grounds while there are different rules for the other countries. WTO generally accept the regional groups because WTO assumes through the regional groups these countries may compete to each other and they may be able to compete at the international level, and when this country will acquire capacity or efficiency in their economies, definitely the MFN status should be applied automatically. Okay, so these are the two common features of the regional groups. So now I am going to discuss the two regional groups from the Asian continent in which India is the largest country and the active members. One is the SAARC. SAARC was founded in 1985 while the BIMSTEC established in 1997. There are 8 members in SAARC while there are 7 members in the BIMSTEC. Two countries, Pakistan and Afghanistan, are not the part of BIMSTEC, and two countries are not the part of SAARC, Myanmar and the Thailand. So generally we can compare these regional groups of Asian continent. SAARC was established first before the BIMSTEC. So there are 8 countries, here there are the 7 countries. In the SAARC, all the countries belongs to the South Asia, while in BIMSTEC there are countries from South Asia and Southeast Asia. Myanmar and Thailand belongs to the Southeast Asia, and the size of the GDP and the size of population is quite different between SAARC and BIMSTEC. Sometimes their political ideologies clash to each other. Here there are some common countries like India, Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh and Maldives. Okay, so there are some similarities and the dissimilarities. The similarities is both are the regional groups, or sometimes we can say RTA, the regional trade agreements. Second similarity is these regional groups are formed to acquire the economic integration, and the political interests are the secondary before them. Third is they are trying to make a common consensus over the global issues. For example, what kind of changes you required in United Nations Organization, Security Council, permanent seats for India on what grounds, and the participation of these countries in the international agencies, and more fund or facilities from the international agencies to these countries. So then you can trace so many differences, similarities or the dissimilarities. The next part of regional group is SAARC introduced South Asia Free Trade Agreement, the SAFTA, in 2006, and BIMSTEC took decision 2018 and now it have introduced. Okay, so both have established the free trade agreement, which means the member nation of these groups have common tariff policy. Each country maintain the same rate of the tax over the import and export. But in case of SAARC, the SAFTA have not quite success, and generally we can say it have failed. But in case of BIMSTEC, it is continuously in progress. Why? The SAARC have considered a least successful organization due to the political or ideological conflicts between India and Pakistan. Simply India requested to Pakistan not to raise disputed matters or political matters from the platform of the SAARC. Simply it was organized to integrate the political or economic issues, but political issues must be solved in the last. First we have to integrate the economic issues like the export and import, currency stabilization, investment, and the movement of multinational companies, movement of the natural citizens throughout the association. But Pakistan generally raised the questions of Jammu Kashmir and matters of the matters related to the role of India's, how India is trying to imposing its dominance over the South Asia or these countries. That's why it have got a least success, and India immediately realized with Pakistan there is least scope or future of SAARC. That's why India decided to establish the another regional groups with the other countries excluding Pakistan and Afghanistan. Afghanistan was excluded due to the some regions. It has some other causes in the opinion of India, but Pakistan mainly the targeted countries before the India. BIMSTEC definitely have a bright future. The country of the BIMSTEC are have the least clash or dispute to each other, and they are agreed to resolve all the dispute through the bilateral talks and no country is trying to overlap the matters of the other countries, and all the countries are committed to take a strong decision to enlarge or enhance their economies. And generally we can say India is exceeding its step toward the BIMSTEC, and India is hoping to get a larger economic goal through the BIMSTEC. For example, India is searching those countries, maybe a good market or consumers for the Indian goods and services. Definitely these countries may be a Indian targets, and Indian companies want to invest in the neighboring countries, and this may be the another aspect. And through the economic issues, India can resolve different political boundary disputes with Nepal, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Sri Lanka. So, on the different ground we can say the future of BIMSTEC is too good, and we are very hopeful about the BIMSTEC than the SAARC. So, it is a good decision, or we must thanks to India for taking innovative ideas replacing SAARC through the BIMSTEC. Then I want to say the topic which I have mentioned in syllabus by UPSC, you have tried to understand this, because different kinds of question have been asked or may be asked in future. The first you have to understand what are the regional groups and what are their economic and political issues, and how the regional groups are considered anti to the WTO's most favored nation status. And generally you should thoroughly read out the different regional groups like the European Union, how the European Union was formed and how much it has succeeded, the ASEAN, ASEAN, Shanghai Cooperation Organization, the African Union, NAFTA and the others. Okay, this is some guidelines how to cover this topic. Thank you.